Best Nikon camera of 2023. What's the best Nikon camera for you? That depends very much on what kind of camera you're looking for, but the classic camera manufacturer certainly has a huge range of options for all kinds of photographer. Number 1. Nikon Z6 II. The original Z6 was Nikon's first full-frame mirrorless camera and really impressed us when it came out. A couple of years after its entry to the market, it was time for an upgrade in the form of the Z6 II. Nikon has pretty much kept the essence of the original Z6, including the same sensor and core design, but has addressed some of the key weaknesses that stopped it just short of greatness. So you get a well-performing, already proven 24.5 MP BSI CMOS sensor, which is now joined by a second Speed 6 processor, which brings some performance improvements, including an increase in burst speed, faster autofocus, and 6-type 4K video. If you can live without some of the above-mentioned improvements, particularly if you mainly shoot still subjects, you can still buy the original Z6, which now finds itself at number 5 on our list. Number 2. Nikon Z50. The mid-range mirrorless market has never been more crowded. Does that make Nikon's first foray into the APS-C arena any less enticing? Not at all. With fantastic handling, a compact build, and plenty of features, the Z50 offers excellent value for Nikon fans. It's not as small as some rivals, but a deep grip and a good spread of buttons make it a lovely thing to hold and operate, though a joystick would allow quicker AF point selection when looking through the viewfinder, which you'll do often, given how comfortable it is to use. Supported by an Speed 6 processor, as found in the Nikon Z6/7, the 20.9 MP sensor performs well. Besides facilitating 4K video recording, it helps produce images with vibrant but realistic colors and a good level of overall detail. Low light performance could be much worse, and while it's certainly not a sports model, the AF does a decent job with eye detection. Number 3. Nikon Z7 II. On the one hand, the Z7 II is a relatively subtle refresh of the original Z7, but on the other, when a camera is great in the first place, it only needs a few tweaks. Handling is fantastic, and perhaps the biggest problem of only having a single card slot has been addressed by adding an SD slot here. Not only is that good news for pros wanting to back up as they go along, it's good news for anybody not already toting XQD cards and want to wait to replace. Otherwise, much of the Z7 II's physical design is the same as its predecessor. The same sensor, viewfinder, and screen are all here, and all excellent. Burst shooting has been improved with faster frame rates that can be sustained for a little longer. 4K has been upgraded to 6 TIFFs, making it a solid choice for those who like to shoot video as well as stills. The only thing which lets the Z7 II down is its speed of AF for fast-moving subjects. Number 4. Nikon Z5. Almost identical to the outstanding Z6, the Nikon Z5 is the best entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera on the market right now. Its 273-point autofocus system is capable, reliable, and clever, while the large 24 MP sensor delivers sharp, detailed images in a whole range of scenarios. You'll really have to look closely to spot any difference between stills from the Z5 and Z6, even low-light shots. Accessible handling is a hallmark of Nikon DSLRs, but the Z5 also benefits from a tough, weather-sealed body. Number 5. Nikon Z6. Nikon Z6 launched as a worthy rival to the Sony Alpha A7 III in 2018, delivering a high-spec full-frame experience with polished handling, a high-res sensor, and top-end performance. Its performance and features keep both pros and enthusiasts happy. The 24.5 MP full-frame sensor is capable of delivering excellent results, while the 273-point AF system and 12 burst shooting make it a good all-rounder for a variety of subjects. Its handling is great, while the large and bright electronic viewfinder is a joy to use. Although the Z6 II is now on the market, the original Z6 hasn't disappeared. Instead, it offers a cheaper alternative if you're happy to live without some of the upgrades. So, you don't get that second memory card slot or the slightly improved autofocus system, but otherwise you get almost the same build and design and matching image quality via the same sensor and processor combo. Number 6. Nikon D850. Still arguably Nikon's most desirable DSLR, the D850 is a robust, full-frame powerhouse that has proved to be smash among wedding, landscape, portrait, and wildlife photographers, among others. Its key highlights of a 45.7 MP back-illuminated full-frame sensor, 7th burst shooting, a 153-point AF system, and 4K video recording are supported by a solid secondary set of specs, from the 1840 shot battery life and dual card slots, One being the speedy XQD type right down to illuminated controls for the benefit of those working in darker conditions. Clunky snap bridge functionality and slow live view autofocus speeds mean that it's not quite a flawless performer, and it's now somewhat overshadowed by the newer and flashier 7 mirrorless camera. But for those after something a little more traditional, the D850 remains a stellar option. Number 7. Nikon D3500. Nikon's most junior DSLR blends a capable imaging core with a light body and a fuss-free interface, and delivers it all with modest price tag. While we don't expect many extras at this level, we're lucky enough to get a handful, including a 1550-shot battery life that is significantly better than every other camera in its class, compatibility with decades worth of f-mount lenses, and a 24.2 MP sensor that loses its anti-aliasing filter to better capture fine details sweeten the deal further. Although the lack of built-in sensor cleaning is a shame, the fact that there's no touchscreen may also displease those used to jabbing away at their phones and tablets. Although on such an affordable model, it's easy to understand Nikon's decision to go without this. If you're looking for a beginner-friendly DSLR, this is still the go-to choice. Number 8. Nikon D780, a DSLR/mirrorless crossover that offers the best of both worlds for full-frame first-timers. The Nikon D780 resembles a traditional DSLR but packs plenty of the tech you'll find in its mirrorless sixth cousin, a hybrid of sorts. The D780 handles like an old-school DSLR. Its magnesium body is heavy in the hand, but a big grip that makes it satisfying to hold. The optical viewfinder and top-plate LCD will be familiar to DSLR users, too, yet the tilting touch-sensitive display is more of a mirrorless mainstay. Either way, the D780 is no anachronism. It borrows a metering and seam recognition system from the more advanced D850, shares a 273-point on-chip phase detection autofocus system with the Z6, and deploys Nikon's Speed 6 image processor to support the 24.5 MP full-frame sensor. As a result, image quality is truly fantastic, with nicely balanced exposures, excellent dynamic range, and brilliant noise control at mid-high ISOs. Battery life is outstanding, too, while autofocus is predictably fast and reliable when using live view. Number 9. Nikon D750. With its 51-point AF system and video recording topping out at full HD quality, the D750 may be looking a little dated next to some of its newer rivals. That said, it was always intended as a more compact, lighter, and more affordable full-frame solution to the likes of the D800 series, and if you're not fussed about 4K video, there's much to love. The sensor delivers great dynamic range and noise control, while the AF system delivers a wonderful performance against static and moving subjects alike, continuing to work well when lighting conditions worsen. The viewfinder is nice and large, while the 3.2-inch LCD screen tilts to help you shoot from all kinds of positions, and while the body is smaller than other full-frame cameras, this has no adverse effect on handling. Number 10. Nikon D7500. While Nikon's D500 may appear to have a few advantages over the D7500 on paper, the fact that this newer model borrows many key features from its sibling and costs significantly less makes it a better proposition overall. Crafted with the sports, action, and general outdoor shooter in mind, the D7500 uses the same 20.9 MP DX format sensor as the D500, and also pinches its 180-pixel metering sensor, with AF shooting, 4K video, and a robust, weather-sealed body as further highlights. The focusing system isn't quite as advanced as the 153-point system seen in other Nikon models, but we still found it to be a commendable performer in our review. While image is also impressed, some may prefer an additional card slot as the body has only been designed with one of these, but this is very much a nicety rather than an essential feature.